Hi, Neil. Great to see you. As a new joiner to Bank Brokers a few months ago, I've been impressed with the quality of the business, the quality of the analysis, and the sheer level of support for hundreds of companies over the last few months. What do you put that down to in terms of what's the magic in Bank Brokers? What's the secret sauce?
The secret sauce. Well, look, James, because we worked together at HSBC for many, many years. So for me, coming out of a big corporate like HSBC, and any large organization, to get things done is really, it can be quite cumbersome. It can be quite difficult. They've got massive resources, in fairness, but it can be quite difficult to get things done. In Bank Brokers, what are we now? 50 people across Europe in 7 different offices, punching well above our weight. So well over 2,000 clients that we've worked with, some of the great and the good of the FTSE 100 and the equivalent in each of the different European markets. The thing that makes us good, in my opinion, is the fact that we are agile. You'll recall in your first few days, you and I, we met with our CTO and we jumped on a course, our Chief Technology Officer, and we were just chatting about how about making some changes to the website. And literally, as we were talking, you and I, he was there in the background making the changes, putting them in front of us on the Teams, and we were going, hey, well, that works. Within minutes, I was able to sign it off, and 10 minutes after the call, it's gone live. Can you imagine that sort of agility in the big bank? It just doesn't exist. So I think being small and perfectly formed, but with the discipline and training and professionalism of the big banks, and the big banks all around the world, in these 50 people, I think we've got the sort of unique ability to be agile and come from a base of skills and experience.
Yeah, no, I definitely observed that. And I mean, the agility for me as well stretches across sectors. Again, I've been, impressed with the sector reach Bank Brokers has, that it's really interesting. One minute you can be dealing with a business in manufacturing, the next minute in travel, and the next minute in hospitality. What's your perspective on the sectors and which ones most interest you?
Yeah, I love change. So for me, it's like if there's a sector that I haven't particularly worked with, in a market that I've not really worked with a particular problem that I've not come across, and there's very few of those in fairness now, but I love it. I love change. So jumping from a call with, as you were saying, one of the biggest retailers in the UK, and then talking to a company over in Poland with a completely different set of requirements, and then switching over to Sweden to look at I love this. I love the variety, I love the change. I love following our clients wherever they are and whatever their needs are. To me, that's inspiring. It keeps me sort of on my toes. And in any given day, I might be talking to 10 different clients, 10 different countries, 10 different sectors. So for me, it's just hugely stimulating. I'm learning all the time, James, at a rate of knots.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think that learning also ties back to the exclusive database that Bank Brokers has. I've been in banking for nearly a decade, and I haven't seen anyone with this level of cost analysis across sectors as we've just described. I mean, does it really make a difference to people's cost bases and cost charges? Does it really work in terms of turning the database insight into real cost saves for businesses from your point of view?
100%. So look, Bank Brokers was launched in 2008 over in Sweden, Stockholm. And since then, we've spread across Europe. And like I said, we work with over 2,000 companies in all the different sectors. Now, if you imagine all of the data that we've been able to kind of gather and hold in a completely desensitized and secure environment, we know pretty much all of the pricing for all of the products and services for all of the banks operating in detail, particularly in Europe, but also now, because our clients are global, in practically every market under the sun. One of my first projects was 173 countries. It was a massive global international client all over the place. So it gave us exposure in that one client to many different markets. And then if you multiply it, those clients that actually really want to go beyond just doing a benchmarking and renegotiation, and they actually want to go to market. So for each one client, they might say, well, have a look at the products and services of 10 banks in this country, or with an appetite in this particular sector. So for the 2,000 plus clients, you can then times that by the number of banks that we've obtained and seen data for them. So that the database is so rich, so deep, so broad, and the intelligence it gives you, it's incredible. I love talking to the analysts, James, and I know you've got to know and meet these guys and ladies. The team, most of the analysts are over in Oslo, And it's just to talk to them about a particular obscure market with a particularly obscure service, and they just go, yeah, Neil, that's 3 NOK or 2 SEK or €1 or 0.5 of a pound, and they've got those numbers. It's breathtaking. It is humbling to me as an old sort of silver-haired banker.
In terms of humbling, I have to say I've been humbled by the fact that Bankbrokers is not just successful at what it does, but how it does it in terms of the way people operate, the culture, the values. What do you think, if you were to sum it up in sort of one phrase or one thought, is the most important thing to you from a values and behaviour point of view that Bankbrokers represents?
Well, Bankbrokers fundamentally is a family company. It was founded by Per Bjorgas and his son, Casper. And between them, they kind of engendered that spirit of family. And in terms of bonds, tight bonds, and real connection, deep connection, there's nothing tighter than a family. And I think we're still, even though, like I said, we're across multiple offices across Europe, and now 50 of us, we've still got that really tight family spirit, that bond. Now, with families, that doesn't mean everything's happy clappy all the time. We'll fight like cats and dogs if we fundamentally feel that there's something that can be done better. But then we're grown up enough and close enough that we can pat each other on the back and say, actually, you were right, I was wrong on that one. Let's try it. And it's back to that bit about agility earlier. We're not afraid as a family to try different things and see the result, share it amongst each other. Nobody holds things tightly. There's no politics. Flat structures. We just get stuff done for the benefit of our clients, James.
Neil, it's great to hear. I mean, I've had a fantastic first 3 months. Welcomed to the family, as you say, and I'm really looking forward to the next 3 months. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for your time today.
Cheers. Great to have you on board, James. Cheers. See ya.